All right, what is going on, everybody? We are back here after a wild last matchup there between the Race and the Bishops. We are heading now to the Prospect League for Ember versus Gladiators. And quickly before I introduce my co-cast for this one, a couple quick shout-outs. Shout out to Chunk Light for the 5-month resub. He says I'm stealing his beans. Yes, I am. Thank you for the resub, Chunk Light. And also shout out to Jarhead, the GM, who just caught a dub there with his team, the Race. They're going for 4 months. He says hi, Mom. So shout out, Mom, as well. Shout out Jarhead's mom. Hit me up. Just kidding. But anyways, Irosa, what's going on here tonight? How are you doing here? We got Ember versus Gladiators.
Well, I was good until you said for Jarhead's mom to hit you up.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
it's all right. Just a little bit more respect on the lady, all right?
Hey,
Just a little bit more.
I'm a respectable man. Respectable man. But
Uh,
anyway, anyways, I digress.
oh, alrighty. We got Ember Gladiators. We have starting today for Embers. We have Lewis, Mealy, and Gallium going against Freak Mighty, Turbo, and Shaggy.
Yeah, we got some good players here and good teams. I mean, Ember coming into this one, they went 6-2 to start the season. Gladiators 4-4, but they have been winning recently, 4 of their last 5. And obviously, I think the big storyline here, Irosa, is no shorts for Ember anymore. Shorts got moved up to Challenger League, so no two-time Player of the Week. In their last matchup against the Bandits, they lost in a close game 5. But it's going to be interesting to see kind of how Ember can adapt with their new roster. Obviously, they still have some great players, but when you lose a player like that, obviously it's going to be something to watch out for.
They may not have a two-time player of the week, but they do have a season 7. It may be novice, but novice was tough last season, I will admit. A season 7 novice league champion with Gallium, also known as Charles from last season.
Yeah,
So you
definitely.
can't count him out.
Yeah, I mean he's a great player as well. Goated caster in the booth, and we'll be definitely keep our eyes here. But looks like we've got everyone in the lobby, so I don't think we'll delay any further. Looks like we're getting them joined on up here. I'm curious about your prediction here in this one, as the Discord they're in favor of the Gladiators here, 34-19. The Twitch chat is also rocking with the Gladiators. Are you following along with Twitch chat and the Discord?
You see, I would be a follower, but my boy, Gallium, is on the field. I'm rooting for him. Gallium is my man.
All right, well, there you go. So you're taking Ember in how many
I'm
games?
taking Ember. Oh,
This gonna
I'm
be a close one.
going to say 5. I want to see it go all the way.
All right, well, respect. We will have to see here if it's going to go to the distance to get to game 5. As here comes an early goal here, Shaggy going to put it in. We briefly introduced the rosters, and already Shaggy is going to score first for the Gladiators.
Oh, I mentioned his name and I give him a curse. Gallium got stuck on the post. I'll take the blame on that one. That one's on me.
It may have been a little bit of a caster curse. I think he may have been getting bumped. I couldn't quite see see at the end there, but regardless, the Gladiators are going to strike first, and they have been a hot team here as of recent. As we mentioned, they've won 4 of their last 5 matches to get up to a 4-4 record. So this is a team that's hot right now, and definitely a scary team to watch out for as things go on. And these players, a lot of great players to watch out for in this one. Some high stat scores here. I think Mealy definitely one to watch out for on that side, and there's a lot of hype around Turbo. So we'll have to see here as we're underway in game number 1. The Gladiators holding on to the lead, and we talked briefly about the rosters, but we got Gallium, Louis Saka, and Mealy on the Ember side, and then Gladiators have Shaggy, Turbo, and Freak Mighty. And I'm curious, Irosa. Oh, wait a minute! This ball pitched all the way back. Louis
Oh,
Saka gonna make a save. Who are you looking out for in this matchup? Who do you think's gonna be stepping up big tonight?
um, I'm not sure he's going to be stepping up. I feel like as of right now, from what we've seen, other than the slight little mishap, other than this nice little passing play between Mealy and Gallium, Mealy pops it up for a nice little finish. Beautiful play right there.
That is huge right there. Gallium just around the last defender. And yeah, it's good to see him moving up here. I know he's been the sub as of recent, done a lot more casting, but maybe starting to move into a starter role with the loss of Shorts. So we'll see how their chemistry goes. Obviously, it seems like it's going pretty well right now as they tie things up here in game number one of this best of five. This ball popped up in the corner. Freak Mighty looking for another touch. Can't quite find it though. It's Mealy off to the side. Shaggy in the midfield. It's Turbo. Gonna find a touch off to the side. Mealy going back for this one, looking for the dunk, but it's gonna be sent back across as we get ever closer to the halfway point. Gladiators, well, if could pick up their second shot. I was gonna say they only had one shot on the board, but so far, actually, they're bounding quite a few shots here. And here comes Shaggy, gonna put it in and retake the lead for the Gladiators.
It looked like Ember were just sitting on top of each other. There was a tight little angle, quick little bump from Lewis. Unfortunately, he was on the wrong team. Couldn't do much there.
And Gladiators are gonna capitalize there. Another goal, and Shaggy, for those who may recognize the name, formerly LW Shag, who's been around Nemesis for the past couple seasons, I believe, was on the Gladiators at one point, maybe last season or the season before. But he is here trying to show up big for his team. He's got 2 goals on the board and trying to set up a third one there. Is Louis Saka going to find the clear? So we're down to the final 2 minutes, and something I'm noticing here in this one, Ira, is these guys are trying to play super fast right now. It seems like the speed is just off the charts for these guys.
I feel like they want to show off a little bit for stream, but another part of it, their play styles have been completely different from most of the series. Ember has been more of, get it out of our half, we'll deal with it later, as Gladiators have been more of, let's take it together, we'll take it up the field onto their half. Right now it's winning for Gladiators, but it's still too close.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 2-1, and honestly, Ember seems like only a moment away from tying this one up. As a pass attempt comes out, here comes Louis Saka looking for the redirect there, but couldn't quite find it. As here comes Gallium, high off the backboard. Shaggy can't connect. Turbo just in time. It's Louis Saka going to keep it in. As Freak Mighty clears this one down the field. Mealy, a little bit of an awkward touch. Gallium going to try to take control, setting up the wall. Turbo trying to dive in, going to put some good pressure. So we're down to the final 60 seconds of game one. As Ember desperately need to find one here quickly, Iriza.
You see, the thing here, I still don't think that Ember would be out even if they lose. The way that they've been scored on have been more from their errors. If they pick up their errors, they pick up the series. But if they can't stop making these these small little, I'm not sure what to call it, but just little hiccups, then I'm sure that they could easily bring this one back.
Definitely, and it's all about here, especially in these lower leagues, trying to come back from those little mistakes. And with 15 seconds remaining, Ember gonna hope not to make any more and maybe capitalize on a Gladiators mistake. As this ball popped up, here comes Mealy. What can Mealy do? Trying to take it all the way, but Freak Mighty on the goal line, dropping that one down. This ball still floating. They've got another chance. Gallium trying to get to it. This ball popped up by Louis Saka, but Turbo is gonna ground it. A huge save at the end wins the game for the Gladiators.
That was a nail biter at the end. I thought he had it, but just the save came out of nowhere. I wasn't ready for it, and I could see the whole field.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a clutch save. Freak Mighty, the biggest save of this one is they are going to actually tie in the save department. They're 6-6, relatively even game, all things considered. The only difference is the one goal. I mean, everything else is almost dead even. Score was even. Pretty much saves was even, shots was even, demos were pretty much even. I mean, the only difference there is that Gladiators were just able to capitalize on, one more Ember mistake, and that's all it takes sometimes. And now they've got themselves in a great position here in game one with that win.
Yeah, all Ember has to do is just slow themselves down. Like you mentioned earlier, it's a fast-paced game, especially for Prospect, but how fast can you go until it's too fast? The big question that Ember has to be asking for themselves right now.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's a great point, actually, is you can play fast, but you can't go too fast. And if you go too fast, that's, I think, where these mistakes have happened. So Maybe slowing things down a little bit could be the key to success for Ember. But honestly, that game could have gone either way for those two teams. So as we head into game number 2 here, we will see who is going to step up. Will we see Ember maybe take this one? Honestly, it could go either ways. These guys can hopefully know that they can just join up right away in between games. You only have to wait at the very beginning of the match. So looks like we got them ready to go. But Urban Central here, Gladiators. Obviously, it was Shaggy that kind of led the way in that last one, and I think Gallium had the other goal for Ember as well. So heading into this one, we're going to see if there's anyone else that can possibly step up for either of these two teams. So we're in game number 2 now. Mealy popping up in the midfield turbo. Find a connection with Mealy right back in to keep it in the Gladiator zone, but only for a moment as Shaggy pops it up off the backboard. Follow-up attempt. Here comes a shot, but it's going to be locked away by Mealy. A great save. And the Gladiators started things out with some great pressure here, Ira.
It's very fast, especially compared to last game. Even though you said it was fast, this looks a lot faster, especially from the opposing half, from Ember, the Gladiators side, excuse me. The Gladiators are just going to town right now. Unfortunately, nobody there to finish up that shot, but Ember need to pick up their footing right now.
Definitely, and something you can do against some of these faster teams, it happens a lot. When you got a very aggressive team is, possibly looking for a counterattack opportunity. If some team's going to be over aggressive here, just play the counterattack. And oh my goodness, Mealy is going to make a save. Ember on the back foot with a lot of the pressure going against them. But, that could be a way to find something out here. Maybe that could be part of their strategy, Ira, as well as looking for a counterattack opportunity and hoping to capitalize on it.
I'm not sure playing back would be the best for them, especially if Gladiators start to get a little too fast. I'm not sure what other word to use there, but we already saw one demo go off. It got them a little bit in a panic. The second that Gladiators find that open man to get demos, Ember's done for on the back half.
That's true. Demos do open up a lot of space, and so far it has been a lot of pressure for the Gladiators. They've already got 5 shots on goal, and the pressure is still in their favor. This ball pops up to the ceiling. Mealy can't quite connect. Turbo off the wall there. Shaggy, he's got 2 members on the backboard. Gonna try to pop it around. Ember, oh my goodness, barely makes a save, but here goes Freaking Mighty. He misses the open net. That ball was just floating there in Heartbreak City as the Gladiators, you thought they were finally gonna break through, but it wasn't meant to be.
Ember's looking scared on their own half. They're too scared to go for this ball, and it's ending up in so many scared situations as they're bringing up demos now to try to clear out some bit of space to see what they can try to capitalize, but only one of them are going at a time because the Gladiators they're boost starving the Ember. There's nothing that they can do about it.
They're getting locked down, and they're forced to resort to 7 saves already. 4 for Gallium, 3 for Mealy. Ember is just stuck on their defensive end, and they're finally trying to break out, and despite all of this, it is still tied at 0-0 here. Despite all the Gladiators' pressure and despite all the Ember saves, it is a tied ball game. As 2 minutes remain in game number 2. The Gladiators snuck out a win in game 1, 2-1. Now they're looking for something here. Freak Mighty going to pop it by his teammate. Louis Saka going to clear it down as Shaggy. A double demo, and the demos are just coming all across the board here. Oh my goodness. I think we've seen more demos in that span right there. We just saw 3 of them. There were 3 demos total in the last game, Ira, and just 3 in the last 5 seconds there.
2 of them were from the same person as he was in the same motion.
Oh my goodness. Shaggy with a huge play there. It didn't quite open up something, but this one might, as he sends it towards Nipa Mealy. Another save comes through as this one pinched back out of the midfield. Another opportunity, but it's blocked away again. Ember is getting held down in their zone, but they are just saving everything away. The defensive masterclass here as Gladiators continue on the pressure. When will Ember break? Not this time as Louis Saka picks up a save. This ball in midfield. Another shot, and it's finally going to go through. Turbo off the pass from Shaggy, and Gladiators finally on the board.
Shaggy got that pop mid. There was only one. Oh no, there were 2 back. But Gallium just wasn't in a good enough spot, and Mealy, I believe it was, just barely got beat.
Yeah, and with that much pressure, it seemed like it was only a matter of time before they broke through, as those 10 shots and finally a goal on the board. But Ember, now with only 50 seconds remaining, this game has gone by so quick with all the pressure and all the shots. Now Ember finds themselves staring down a 2-0 deficit here. They're going to have to find a way to battle back to this ball. Popping up high in the midfield, a bump comes through. Is this one shot towards Nepomili? Another save from his way. Escalium trying to get it out now in final 30 seconds. Ember, they were still being suffocated as Lusaka tries to get it away. Another shot towards an Emili, another save. He picks up his 6th, but they can't keep relying on these saves. They got to break through in the final seconds here, and they got to try to counter. It's just Turbo back, and it's a 3-out-of-1 opportunity as this ball is sent up here to the side. Lusaka trying to get it out. Ball in the midfield. It's sent away to the side. Mealy trying to get it back. Can they find some magic here? It's popped up to the side, ball towards the midfield, but it's going to pop up a little bit and be sent down. The Gladiators survive another 1-goal game. And after all those shots, all those saves, they find themselves up 2-0 in the series.
You know, I'm going to be a little optimistic here. They may have to fight for a reverse sweep, but those games were not absolute slaughters of a loss. They were only 1-goal deficits the entire time. And you know, if Ember can get a goal, at least a goal, then maybe they could be able to get some pressure off of it and stop the Gladiators offense with the defense that they did last game.
Yeah, and that was crazy. I mean, we talked about how game 1 was so evenly matched in that one, and then this one, it just completely flipped. I mean, it wasn't quite even in the slightest, as the Gladiators, you know, they came through 13 shots to 2 over Ember, and on the other side of things, Ember 12-2 in favor of saves for them. So, I mean, it's just I mean, complete. I guess, how do you call it? Just two different sides of the tape there as they both battled out, and it went in Gladiator's favor. But like you said, it seems like, despite all that and despite these first 2 games, they were both only 1-goal games. So, trying to get Ember back in this one, it's not out of the realm of possibility to see if they can pull off the reverse sweep.
Out of the entirety of the match last game, out of the 5 or so minutes, I think the ball was in the Gladiators' half for about 30 seconds. If Ember can just somehow break past that pressure, all they need is just one little mishap from Gladiators, which I'll give it to that. We have not seen too many mishaps, maybe a whiff here or there, but it happens in every division, every league, no matter what, there's going to be a whiff. But overall, the mistakes from the Gladiators have been non-existent. They just Ember needs to find a way to force Gladiators to mess up.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you there. It seems like they gotta find some sort of way, and maybe it's the demos that we saw. Maybe they can turn it around on the other side of things. They're gonna have to shut them down. Freak Mighty leading the team in goals, and definitely a huge performance so far. 0.96 goals per game for Freak Mighty. So definitely adding to that one here as we get into game number 3. As we're on to Utopia Coliseum, as the Gladiators, they're looking to pull off the sweep here and find their 3rd consecutive win over Ember. But this ball, dangerous midfield, can't find the shot on this one. And by 3rd consecutive, I mean all time here in the last 2 seasons, they have won. Both in game 5, though, over Ember in season 6 and season 7, as things are still rolling here. So we're 30 seconds in, this ball into the midfield, popped up Gallium. Gonna find a block, trying to get this thing out here. As it looks like we may have had some technical difficulties. Apologize. I was just started commenting the game when the players just started playing, and the streamer and iRosa weren't quite in here, but I think they've just started going. So 0-0 so far with 4 minutes left. I don't know if iRosa, you're still trying to get in the lobby or not, but things are underway here as Gladiators sending this one down. Turbo trying to find a block. This ball popped up high. in the midfield. Here comes Turbo looking for a shot off the backboard. Luis Saka trying to save it away. And still, the pressure is from the Gladiators on Ember's side. Things have not quite changed like we needed to see from them. Is this ball off the backboard? Here comes a shot attempt. Turbo is going to put it in the back of the net. And another goal for Gladiators as we may have lost Irosa for a second, but we did not lose Turbo. We shooting that one into the back of the net. A great shot there, and a 1-0 in favor of the Gladiators. There's 3.5 minutes remaining. The Gladiators back on the attack, and oh my goodness, Luis Saka on the goal line. Ember still impressive with their saves, but with all this pressure, they can only survive so much. As this ball off to the side, Freak Mighty up in the midfield. Pinch comes through. Famili gonna clear it down. Turbo on the dribble, blocked across in the midfield. Gallium, a touch there, looking for the redirect. It's back in the Gladiator zone for seemingly the first time, but right back out. So double commit comes through from Ember. This ball sent down. Ember finally relieving some of the pressure. This ball soft into the midfield. And Luis Saka is coming through. A huge goal. Counterattack comes through. Shaggy was looking for this clear, but just no power on it. Luis Saka camping in the midfield, just waiting, just ready to go. And a huge goal there as Ember looks to battle back in this series. As we approach the halfway point, Ember again on the back foot. Turbo sending this one up high. It's going to be cleared away. Luis Saka shooting this one towards the net, but Shaggy back in time. And Ember finally maybe starting to break out here. Is this one pinched back towards the net? Another save, Mealy. Oh my goodness. They are, again, putting on defensive clinic, but again, it can only last for so long. As Turbo is going to put this one in. Freak Mighty, an insane double tap. And this one is going to find the back of the net. 2:21 remaining. So we're into game number 3. The Gladiators looking for this sweep here. Looking to find their 5th win in their last 6 matches. So they're continuing to fight strong here. Looking to once again stay on top of that Pacific Division. They are leading at 4-4, technically in a tie with Faded, but they've got the tiebreaker, which is giving them the division lead. They're looking to win the division for the 2nd straight season. So far, so good. Maybe a little bit of a different route from which they took last season, where they battled back after being, I believe it was 3-6 or 2-7. They battled back to finish in 9-9, take that division, and right now they find themselves up 2-1, looking for the sweep. Is this ball locked in the corner? Ember, though, on the attack, throwing it high off the backboard. Follow-up attempt coming through, which is not quite in time for Gallium. Luis Saka gonna find a touch. Gallium opening up some space with a demo on the dribble. Return demo. Return to sender there as Gallium's taken out by Shaggy. This one back in the Ember zone. This ball popped up right to Turbo, though. The shot towards the net. Freak Mighty on the redirect, putting it in, waiting there as the pressure too much there for Ember. This one just lofted towards the net. Freak Mighty just waiting, camping, ready for that one. They would have redirected right in, and the Gladiators looking to try and find this sweep here. 1:14 remaining. It's Luis Saka. Gonna see if he can will his team back into this one as a demo attempt comes through off the backward. Luis Saka looking for the touch, though, but can't quite find it. And Ember really got to turn it on here as this one, whoa, that is not where you want to turn it on. It's set back in their zone, but they got to go here. A lot more shots than last game, but they're going to need quite a few more, and they're not going to need that. It's Freak Mighty coming through yet again. The goal scorer here in this one, the 2nd of the game, and Ember maybe trying to get a little too cute with it. Just a little bit awkward there on the touch. And Freak Mighty finds the back of the net with 48 seconds left. Ember probably going to need some sort of miracle here to pull it back. Saka into the corner, popping it towards the backboard. Here comes Amelia looking for the shot. This ball off to the side. Shaggy on the dribble, looking to take to the air. It's by the last defender. Amelia comes back for yet another save, picking up a savior medal. yet again, but saves, they're not going to win them this series. So we're down to the final seconds now. Pretty much just a formality. As Gladiators, an impressive performance as they're going to find yet another win here and a big one there. They're going to improve to 5-4 on the season as they take down Ember here in this one in a sweet fashion. Get out the brooms here as Gladiators take that one home, and an impressive performance for sure by the Gladiators. And yeah, what else can you say? You can look at the stats a little bit again. It was the shot totals coming through for Gladiators. Just too much pressure for Ember to handle, and maybe still trying to get some things sorted out with their new roster, as they're as they're trying to regain a little bit. And unfortunate to see it end in a sweet fashion. But Ember, honestly, I think a lot of impressive storylines for them is that they were making saves, and if they've got something going for them, they've got the saves going. So definitely something on the bright side at least. And honestly, all those games were close. Maybe the last one got away from them just a little bit, but really the games were close. And Ember still something to look at, and Gladiators obviously happy to pull off that victory there. So congratulations to them. And with that being said, we will probably be heading to a short break. Also, rest in peace, Irosa. His PC crashed a little bit, but survived through it. But regardless, congratulations to the Gladiators on taking home the sweep. We are going to be heading to a little bit of a break. So make sure you stick around. If you guys haven't actually, I think we can get the X-Wish merch out in the chat. If you guys haven't already, go check out the Nemesis merch. Merch.nemesisleague.com. There's a lot of cool stuff there. We're working on adding some new stuff to the store, so if you guys haven't, go check that out. Also, if you haven't seen, go check out the Discord. We got some new server subscriptions. If you head into the Nemesis Discord at the very top there, there's an opportunity to support us. It's a lot like Patreon. You guys can subscribe to Nemesis in the Discord. You get some cool perks in the server. For example, you get to look at past season stats. You get access to all the league general chats. You can also get access to possibly management meetings. You get to listen in on the managers as they talk about whatever it is we talk about. Also can get involved in some monthly giveaways that we do for subscribers. Get a lot of cool stuff. We're working on something for Valence, who is our winner for the last month. So a lot of cool stuff. If you guys want to support us, that'll help keep Nemesis running. We'll definitely be shouting out those people at the very end of the stream. So make sure to thank those guys when they do appear at the very end. But if you guys want to support us, that's a great way to do it as well. And yeah, so make sure you guys follow the channel as well. I gotta put that out there. We are 5 followers away. If 5 of you guys follow right now, make it 4. If 4 of you follow right now, we will hit 1,900 followers. So almost hit 1,900 followers on the Twitch channel, nearing the 2K mark. So thank you guys again for all support with that. And again, congrats to the Gladiators. We will be heading to a break though, and when we come back, we've got a good matchup to end it off. Well, it'll be interesting. I think it'll still be good because there is upset potential. And whenever there's upset potential, that's what you love to see here. We've seen a lot of upsets on this stream. We've got Chimeras. They're 2-6, but they have made some roster changes, and they are looking to battle back against 6-2 Distortion. And Distortion again, another team in that deviation org that's really held the torch for that entire org, and they're doing it again this season. But when they take on the Chimeras and new GM Rogue. Well, not Rogue. Rogue got replaced by Psycho. Wrong manager. But new GM Psycho, who's taking over for Rogue there. Can they find the dub? Can they pull off the upset here? That is what's going to be happening when we come back from break. So make sure you guys stick around and catch that one. So, yeah, with that being said, we're going to head to a short break, and we'll see you guys in a few.